Hello, I'm Sandra Pollock, and I thought I would jump on and share a few thoughts around our second lockdown here in the UK. And I know that other countries, particularly in Europe, are going through a lockdown, and also their governments are considering whether it's a step that they want to take as well. This has, the second lockdown has been quite a blow to people running businesses who had just about started getting themselves, back into the flow of things after the last lockdown. And go slow, I would explain it, because we've had a series of different tiers that different cities were in, and all of those things affected business. And people, just general everyday people, going to work, taking their children, to school, young people at university, all of these different aspects of our lives has been affected. And this is quite a shock. I mean, on a personal note, we were planning, my hubby and I were planning to take a few days away from today over the weekend, because we've not had an opportunity to get away for quite some time. And if you're a part of my network, my community, you would know that we have only just recently completed this year's Women's Awards, and that took a whole lot of doing. So I myself absolutely quite tired and was looking forward to having a break. But with the lockdown, that is not possible. So, even I have been hit by this second lockdown. And although I would say that I was expecting it, as I listened to the political discussions and watched the way things were going, I expected that we would be going into another lockdown. However, whether you expected it or not, or whether it's something that you saw coming or not, it still does not touch or stop the impact that it has on you as an individual. And if you're running a business like I am, the impact it has on your business, because everything stops again, doesn't it? Well, I wanted to sort of look at how we would take ourselves through this lockdown. In the early part of our lockdown here in the UK in March, there was a lot of talk about resilience and the necessity for resilience. There was a lot of talk about understanding what resilience is and how we are already resilient. That's my belief. We have different ways of bouncing back from different situations. And resilience is really just about how effectively we bounce back, how quickly are we able to get back up and start moving again. It doesn't mean that you have to have all the answers, but you do have to know how you're going to move forward. So I would like to bring up this issue of resilience again. This time, lockdown is for a month here in the UK, but we're still going to have to take ourselves through that. And with the wealth of emotion that I have been hearing and seeing, even today as we get started in this lockdown, it's clear to me that, we could all do with some tips as to how we can make our way through this lockdown situation. So I just want to share a few simple tips. It's not rocket science in any way. It's just to serve as a reminder to help us get through this period. And I know lots of other people have shared information already, and that's absolutely fantastic, because you know what? Sometimes we're not ready for it, but it's good if it's there when we are ready for it. So I am hoping, like many other people, that when we are ready to hear and be reminded of a few tips to take us through this, that we can come back to this, or we'll find it. Life has a way of doing things like that for us, doesn't it? So, one of the things that I've been thinking about is the importance of managing our minds. So, we can do that in lots of different ways. We can, continue to learn new things and listen to other people like you're doing now. And that's an important thing, because when we hear from others, that can affect us and does affect us as we move forward in our own thinking, in our own behaviors, what we decide to do, how we decide to do things. But I think in order to maintain that resilience, we have to be a little bit more clear about choosing what we listen to, who we listen to, and how we let the mass amount of information that is coming into our minds continually every day, how we choose to let that information in, what we choose to listen to, who we choose to listen to, and what we choose to accept. Because even when we hear information, we have to at some point let it in, accept it. So we hear things, and quite probably a huge 95% of all of what we hear doesn't necessarily register. We have to really connect with it to register. So one of my suggested tips is that you become a lot more conscious about what you listen to, who you listen to, and what you let into your mind and your heart, and that you choose. Don't let life happen to you. Don't let information just bombard you, but choose. I know years and years ago, I decided to stop listening to the news because it is mostly sensationalism, and it is really there to sell newspapers, shows, all of that sort of thing. And it doesn't mean that I am, you know, out of the loop as to what's going on, but I choose when, how, and what I listen to. So that's one of the things. Choose, be in control of the information coming in, through your eyes and your ears, because it is going to impact you. The other tip I would like to offer is to try to maintain a routine. If you are not going out to work, there's a tendency to, um, get up later, not, do anything, and take the time off. I'm not saying you shouldn't take time off. Yes, I was talking about, we were looking forward to taking some time off. But if you can maintain that routine, get up at the same time that you would get up if you were going to work, get showered, get dressed for work. And even if it's only on your laptop that you're working, then do some work, do some focused work. If you haven't got that type of work to do, because it's a lot more manual and it's away from where you live, or whatever the reasons are, then plan out some activities that you're going to do. So you're going to get up and you're going to get dressed. Maybe, we can still go out for our daily walk. If you ride a bike, then go for a bike ride, or maybe take up a hobby and, apply yourself to that hobby, whether it's creative, whether it's writing, whether it's, making things, painting, something that you would always wanted to have the time to do, but focus on it. Maybe you want to learn things, so you could be looking at YouTube, or you could be doing a training course or something like that, but pretty much keep the same routine. Get up in the morning, get dressed, and go to something focused, which is going to keep your attention for as much of the day as possible. Take breaks. I mean, like you would always take a break. Take your lunch as you would always take lunch. And then, when you stop work, stop doing whatever that thing is. So try and find some focus, some purpose. If you're running a business, then you're going to have, if you have the opportunity to have some additional time, then use that time for planning. Use that time for thinking about, how are you going to shore up your business? And I do want to stop here because this is a third tip if you're in a business, because a lot of people go crazy watching what other people do. They're doing this person's doing that, and I should be doing it, and that sort of thing. And that will wear you out. That will burn you out, because you are like a hamster on that wheel. That isn't right for you. Find out what feels right for you. If you're unsure of whether or not you should do anything, take a deep breath, quieten yourself and ask, how do I feel within myself about doing that? Maybe it's right for somebody else, but it's not particularly right for you. And find the thing that brings you joy. And that's how you know, if you get excited about doing something, then that is probably something that is more right for you than something else. But use this time to focus on your business or your career and to look and see what it is that you need to learn, you need to change, you need to consider, maybe you need to talk to somebody else about it. And although we, are in this lockdown and people are not at work, we can still have meetings, online meetings, Zoom or Teams or Skype or whatever the system is that you use. So the thing is, try to maintain your day in terms of your activities. And if you are running a business, then take this opportunity to think about, how can I shore up my business and build more resilience around my business and build more resilience around the service that we are providing. If you're one of those services that, are completely shut down now, then, and yeah, that's hard. That will be hard. But I believe there's always something else. There's always another way. And sometimes we need to quieten ourselves down so that we can put aside all the emotions and the stress that's bombarding us now, so that our minds and our hearts are open enough to hear what we could be doing differently, or what what's a new way of working out our business, or what's a new service, a new product that we could be thinking about at this time. So, a couple of tips there. Then, as I said, not rocket science, but things that you can be thinking about to get you through this period. So a couple more. One big one is, and I know that you've heard this before, there's some research says that we are, we become like the 5 people that we hang out with most, that we spend most time with. Well, this is a time for you to seek out people who you can help and you can gain help from as well. So we're going to need an awful lot of support from others at this time. And this is another tip, I think it's tip number 4, to reach out if you need help, if you need someone to talk to, if you need advice, if you just need someone to lend you an ear, reach out. Staying there in your own corner is not going to bring you forward. We need to become more resilient. And one of the things I've learned about resilience is that sometimes the most resilient people are those who are able to reach out and get help when they need it most. And sometimes we see people and we look at them and we think, oh, they're achieving so much. But believe me, they're not doing it on their own. They've got a cohort of trusted friends and supporters behind them that they can go to, whatever they're feeling, whatever they're thinking, wherever they are. And those people accept them and help them to move forward. And those are people who are trusted, and they, if you need it every now and again, we all need a kick in the behind. And those people can do that for you, to shake you out of the grunge that you might be in, and help you move forward. So if you have people like that around you, reach out to them. No doubt they may probably be glad to get that help from you as well. And my final tip for this session is, and if you followed me, you know that this is something that I've said before, give what you want. If you want support, look for somebody who is out there looking for support. For support. It's amazing how, as human beings, our whole thinking, our whole demeanor, our whole focus on the world changes when we begin to serve other people. So even in this situation, you can serve somebody else. You can be a supporter for somebody else. And that helps you to take your focus off yourself and onto other people. And there is such healing and such upliftment when you do that sort of thing. So look around, reach out to other people, and provide all of the goodness that's in you, share that, provide that for other people as well. And in doing that, that will lift you. So I thought I would jump on and share this. I will be doing some more short, sharp, I hope, sessions like this. So if you're not on my mailing list, please go to my website and jump on my mailing list. And that way you will be able to keep abreast of when I'm doing these, what they are. I also have obviously my YouTube, so you can go and subscribe there as well. So thank you for your time. If I can be of any help at all, please reach out. You've got my email address there going across the screen. You've got my website address there. Check out what I do and also reach out, drop me an email. If I can help you, I certainly will. And what I will, and that's whether it's in connection with your business or whether it's in connection with just your life or career in general. So thank you again for listening, and we will get through this together, and we will find that we are stronger together, more powerful together, and are able to realize parts of ourselves that we didn't even know we existed when we come together, work through this together, and share what we have with one another. So I will catch you next time. Love, light, and every good thing is my wish and blessings to and for you. So I'll catch you again soon. Sandra Pollock signing out for now. Take care. Bye-bye.